Welcome back, everyone, to today's Explainer. I am super excited to be your guide as we step into the shoes of a physics teacher to explore one of the absolute most fascinating foundational principles of electromagnetism. Today, we're diving into a real masterclass on the force exerted on moving charges and conductors. Look, if you want to understand the hidden rules that make our modern world hum, spin, and literally levitate, well, you're in exactly the right place. Let's get right into it.
Think about it for a second. Have you ever wondered how an electric motor actually spins? Or how those massive maglev trains can just float above their tracks, totally frictionless? I mean, it almost feels like magic, right? But, as we love to say in physics, it's not magic, it's mechanics. Specifically, it's this invisible interaction between electricity and magnetism. And today, we're going to break down the exact forces powering these incredible pieces of tech.
All right, here's our game plan for today's Explainer. We'll kick things off with the invisible push, then take a super quick trip through the history of electromagnetism. After that, we'll decode how magnetic forces work, translate that into the math of moving charges, check out some real-world applications, and finally, wrap up with some pro tips for acing your physics exam. Okay, Section 1. The invisible push. Moving charges versus stationary charges.
Listen, if you take only one rule away from today's Explainer, make it this golden rule, okay? Unlike electric fields, which will pull or push a charge whether it's just sitting there or running a marathon, magnetic fields are incredibly picky. A stationary charge, the magnetic field completely ignores it. It experiences absolutely zero magnetic force. But a moving charge? Bam! The magnetic field wakes up and exerts a powerful force right on it. Basically, motion is the absolute, non-negotiable requirement for a magnetic force to even exist here.
To really visualize how this force acts, just picture yourself riding a bicycle on a perfectly straight, flat road. If a crazy strong crosswind blows in from the side, it doesn't actually make you pedal any faster or slower, right? It just shoves you sideways and alters your path. Well, a magnetic field does the exact same thing to a moving electric charge. It doesn't create motion out of thin air, and it definitely doesn't speed the particle up. It just applies a sideways push that changes the charge's direction.
Moving on to Section 2, History of Electromagnetism. Connecting the dots.
You know, it's actually wild to see how we figured all this out. Before the 1800s, scientists totally thought electricity and magnetism were two completely separate things. But then, in 1820, Hans Christian Ørsted noticed an electric current deflecting a compass needle, which proved electricity actually creates a magnetic field. This was huge. It sparked a revolution. Michael Faraday then proved that changing magnetic fields could make electric currents. Then James Clerk Maxwell came along in the 1860s and mathematically married the two fields together. And finally, Hendrik Lorentz gave us the exact mathematical formula for the force on these moving charges. This whole timeline was just a massive paradigm shift that built the entire foundation of classical electromagnetism.
Which brings us to Section 3, How Magnetic Forces Work, Rules and Directions.
All right, let's get hands-on and see how this builds into something you can literally calculate yourself. This is Fleming's left-hand rule, an absolute classic for physics students. I actually want you to hold up your left hand right now. Come on, do it. Stretch your thumb, your first finger, and your middle finger so they are all at right angles, so mutually perpendicular to one another. Your first finger represents the magnetic field. Your middle finger is the current. And your thumb? That gives you the resulting physical force or motion. It's like a built-in cheat sheet, proving that the magnetic force is always perpendicular to both the field and the current.
Now, because that force is always perpendicular, something really amazing happens to the trajectory of these particles. Think about it. When a moving particle gets continuously pushed from the side at a perfect 90-degree angle, it basically gets trapped in a curve. If it enters exactly perpendicular to the field, it gets locked into a perfect circle. It's exactly like swinging a ball attached to a string. The string always pulls toward the center, right? Now, if the particle enters at an angle, it creates a helix, just spiraling through space like a giant spring.
Okay, Section 4, the math of moving charges, translating reality to equations.
Now, as your physics guide today, I promise you, the math is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. We're really just taking the physical reality we just visualized and writing it out as a sentence. Enter the Lorentz force equation, F equals Q times V times B times the sine of theta. This beautifully simple formula tells us that the magnetic force depends on exactly four things: how big the charge is, how fast it's moving, how strong the magnetic field is, and the specific angle at which it's moving.
Let's unpack those variables real quick so they're perfectly organized in your head. F is our magnetic force, measured in newtons. Q is our electric charge, in coulombs. V is the velocity, in meters per second. B is the magnetic flux density, measured in teslas, which is really just a fancy way of saying the strength of our magnetic field. And finally, theta is the angle between the velocity and the magnetic field. This part is crucial. Because we use the sine of theta, if the particle moves parallel to the field, meaning an angle of 0, the sine of 0 is 0. Poof! The force vanishes entirely. The force is only at its absolute maximum when that angle hits 90 degrees. So up until now, we've been talking about single, microscopic charges. But what happens in a real wire? You know, a macro-scale conductor. Well, an electric current is basically just billions of tiny charged particles all moving together. So we just swap out our tiny Q and V for a big I, which is current, and L, which is the length of the conductor. Our formula gracefully transforms from F equals QVB sine theta to F equals BIL sine theta. The entire wire experiences a massive bulk force because of the billions of tiny microscopic forces acting on the individual electrons inside it.
That takes us right into Section 5, Real-World Applications, Powering the Modern World.
This is where the math totally jumps off the chalkboard and builds our reality. When we put a current-carrying coil inside a magnetic field, that F equals BIL force we were just talking about causes it to spin. Boom! You've got an electric motor, literally the heart of electric vehicles, fans, and washing machines. If we scale up and use powerful magnetic forces to lift entire trains off their tracks, we get frictionless maglev trains. And over in medicine, we use these exact same principles to steer particles and create incredibly detailed MRI scans. This invisible push is quite literally doing the heavy lifting for modern technology. And finally, Section 6, Acing Your Physics Exam, Mistakes to Avoid.
All right, teacher mode is fully activated here. Let's make sure you don't fall into the classic student traps. First up, do not confuse electric fields with magnetic fields. Remember, a magnetic field only cares if the charge is moving. If it's sitting still, that magnetic force is a big fat 0. Second, always use sine of theta, never cosine, when you're calculating these forces. And lastly, keep your flows straight. Conventional current flows from positive to negative, but the actual physical electrons are negatively charged, so they flow the exact opposite way. If you keep these straight, the Lorentz force equation is basically your best friend.
As we wrap up today's masterclass, I want to leave you with something to really think about. You now understand the profound mechanics of how magnetic fields bend, push, and control moving charges. You've seen how this invisible math governs everything from a simple electric fan spinning in your room to a massive levitating train. So, armed with Fleming's left-hand rule and the Lorentz force equation, what new piece of technology would you invent using this invisible, powerful force? The possibilities are literally endless. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious and keep learning.